Good morning, all of you. In today's session, we are going to start with the 10th standard chemistry and physics, where series number 9 of unit 4, refraction of light at curved surfaces, is going to be discussed. Earlier, we completed series 1 to 8 and all the detailed explanation available on the channel called World of Competitive Chemistry. In addition to this, we already finished unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, and even unit 5 of this 10th standard chemistry and physics, and all detailed explanation available on the channel called World of Competitive Chemistry. Now we are going to enter into this series 9, where Lenz maker formula is going to be derived in this session. Let us enter into our today's concept. Right. The topic is about magnification, right? So what is meant by magnification we are going to see. So let us discuss the size of image formed by the lens. So based on the position of the object with respect to focal length, with respect to center of curvature, with respect to optic center, so there is a change in the position and even change in the size of the image is possible, right? So let us take this ray diagram where O prime will be the object position. So that is denoted by height of the object HO. And the image is formed at the distance beyond this optical center, and on the screen you got the image, that is the real image, and here at I prime image got generated in the inverted manner, then that is denoted with its height is denoted with HI, right? So this is clearly visible in the figure number 20, and we are going to consider two triangles in this equation. What are two triangles? One is delta O prime P. Delta O prime P is nothing but triangle O prime P. So O prime P, this can be regarded as one of the triangle exactly identical or congruent with delta I prime P. So this is another triangle we are getting, so that we can say these two triangles are congruent in nature, which are identical, similar, equal, both are said to be congruent in nature. So if that is the case, in accordance with the mathematical fundamentals, the adjacent sides will be similar in nature. How it will be represented? I prime by Pi. I prime by Pi exactly is equal to O prime by Po. So right. So this is a relation if both the triangles are congruent in nature. I prime by Pi is equal to O prime by Po. Right. So here let us take two P terms one side so that it will be transformed into I prime by O prime is equal to Pi by Po. So this is the converted equation. Substituting the values as per the sign convention, right? So we already know the rules for sign convention also. So in accordance with this sign convention rule, the equation can be represented as minus Hi by Ho is equal to minus V by U. Minus Hi is nothing but here object formed in the inverted manner, right? That's the reason why you have to indicate minus sign. Hi denotes what? Height of the image. It is a denoted with HI. I prime is the height that is given by HI, and being it is inverted, you have to indicate minus sign here. And HO here initially you can find HO, that is the erected one, so that HI is a positively signed. So HI always regarded as a V. So here being it is the inverted, you have to indicate negative sign. And HO is nothing but height of the object, which is denoted with U. Height of the object in the figure only it is clearly mentioned, height of the object is given by U. So here negative term is taken in the left side and right side, both got compensated, right? Object distance is called U and the image distance is called V, right? In accordance with this relation, magnification, the relation will be HI, height of the image by height of the object is equal to image distance by object distance. This is the relation. So that is clearly mentioned as magnification M is equal to HI by HO is equal to V by U, because both the negative terms got compensated left and right hand side. HI by HO is equal to V by U, where HI denotes what? Height of the image. HO denotes what? Object height. V denotes what? Image distance. U denotes object distance. Okay. So this is the formula for magnification. So this is a kind of ratio. This is a kind of ratio between height as well as distance. Height to distance relation is given by this magnification formula. Now let us move on to question. Is the focal length for all the observations are identical? So each set of values are having same kind of focal length or not. So you might have noticed that earlier we conducted one laboratory experiment. In that laboratory experiment, we found the object distance and image distance. Object distance denoted with what? U. Image distance denoted with what? V. Where focal length got calculated, and for all the readings, we got identical focal length values. In most of the cases, the focal length values are taken as identical. This is the fundamental thing we have to follow. If not so, what happens? There is a possibility of error. So erratic results will be generated if we are not following the similar focal length for all kind of observations. Okay. So before choosing either convex lens or concave lens, we have to take that with a known focal length value, whose focal length should be taken as a fixed value, and for all the experiment that should be taken as a identical. Then only you will get the accurate results with respect to this one, right? So if it is not in the equal values of the focal length, experimental values are erratic in nature, and in that case we have to take the average of all these values. For example, here 25, here 20, here 10, here 15, here 5. In this way focal length is varied, for example. So in order to calculate the final focal length value, we have to take the average of all these values. 25 plus 20 plus 15 plus 5 plus 10. In this manner, we have to take the sum by how many readings? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. By 5 can be taken. That will become the average of all these. That will become the fundamental focal length of all these values. But that will not be exactly accurate result. That will be the erratic result. Okay. So this is about the focal length question. Let us move on to any other question. Now we are going to perform the example based on this. Example number 6 is going to be discussed now. So here a problem is going to be solved, right? So an electric lamp, a screen are placed on the table in a line at the distance of 1 meter. And at what position of the convex lens of focal length f is equal to 21 centimeters will the image of the lamp be sharp? Okay, in order to get the sharp image, where we have to keep that object. Okay, so electric bulb was taken within the diagram. It is clearly mentioned we are taking electric bulb. So this is a lamp we are going to illuminate here, and that was placed on the screen with respect to principal axis. It was kept on this, and the distance placed on the table and the line of the distance of 1 meter from the screen. So screen to lamp distance will be 1 meter. In what position convex lens of the focal length? In what position convex lens of the focal length f is equal to 21 will the image of the lamp be sharp? So at what distance you are going to get the sharp image? So what should be the position of the screen? Then only you will get the sharp image that to be predicted. Okay, so this distance was given, that is 1 meter. 1 meter almost is equal to 100 centimeters, not almost, 1 meter exactly is equal to 100 centimeters. Lamp to screen distance was given as 100 centimeters. Let us assume x, that is nothing but lamp to this lens distance. Lamp to lens distance was taken as x, and the distance between the lens with the screen, that is nothing but entire term minus x. So what is the entire term? That is 100 centimeters. 100 minus x can be taken as the image distance. Object distance is x. Image distance is d minus x. D is given as 100 centimeters, so that 100 minus x. And the focal length which is given within the problem, that is f is equal to 21. So from this, we are going to solve the problem. One second. Right. So here, lens equation, which is already familiar with us, that is 1 by f is equal to 1 by v minus 1 by u can be taken. Here, 1 by f is nothing but focal length. F denotes focal length, b denotes what? Image distance, and u denotes what? Object distance. Focal length value is given within the problem, that is 21. And this v value is given as d minus x. D is nothing but distance. Entire distance is 100. 100 minus x can be taken. So here minus 1 by u. So here u value taken as minus x in terms of sign convention. Minus is there and 1 by minus x is there. Minus into minus x will become positive. So that 1 by 21 is equal to 1 by 100 minus x plus 1 by x. This is the equation. So you can elaborate, and you are going to solve this entire problem, and it can be converted into x square minus 100x plus 2100 is equal to 0. This is the equation after solving the entire steps of this conversion. So it is the quadratic equation. Quadratic equation is nothing but the equation with all the known values except one term is unknown to us. Only x is unknown to us, remaining all are known values. Hence, you can say it is the quadratic equation. Hence, we get two solutions for this one. The solution of the above equation. Now we are going to find the two solutions here. How we will get two solutions? Let us see. So equation can be elaborated as x square minus 70x plus 30x plus 2100 is equal to 0. So this is the equation just we got. So from this you can go with taking common of x from this. So here x is there, here also there, so that x taken as a common term, and here one more x left here, x minus 70 will be taken. So from the second part, you can take 30 as a common term, common parameter, because 30 can be multiplied with 70, so that it will be turned into a 2100. So here it is a multiple. So 2100 is the multiple of 30, so that 30 taken as a common parameter. So that 30, here you can take x minus 70. In this way, we are having x into x minus 70 minus 30 into x minus 70 is equal to 0, right? So here these are the common values. So here you can take x minus 70, and any other values x minus 30 is equal to 0. So here, in order to calculate x values, here two solutions we got. Just now we discussed that two solutions we got. X is equal to either 70 and x is equal to 30 also. So in both the cases, you will get the sharp image. X value can be taken as 70 and even x value taken as a 30 also. The lens should be placed in the middle of the screen at the distance of 30 or 70 from the bulb, then only you will get the sharp image. The lens should be placed. So this is the distance of lens from the screen. Distance of the lens from the screen can be taken called image distance. Either 70 you will get the sharp one. So this is a maximum limit, you can say. This is a maximum limit. And 30 also, this is called a minimum limit, you can say. So in both the cases, you are able to obtain the sharp image on the screen, right? So this is the problem solved based on the lens formula. 1 by f is equal to 1 by v minus 1 by u. So from this, one of the point can be taken into the consideration. This data is collected from Vedantu. The distance of the object from the lens equation should be negative. The distance of the object from the lens can be taken as a negative because in accordance with sign convention, right hand side terms taken as a positive, left hand side terms taken as a negative. So that rules we discussed in the earlier series, right? So this is the point to be noted, so that then only you will get the final answer with the two solutions. As the direction of the light is different. So object kept in one direction, image is going to be formed in any other direction. That's why sign convention should be there in order to distinct the direction. The image should be real so that it can be projected on the screen. Hence the screen and the object should be on the opposite side of the lens. So screen is one side and the object is another side. So that screen value is taken as a positive, object value is taken as a negative. That's the reason why we are taking the negative sign for the object term, object distance. So 1 by u value taken as a 1 by minus x. That is the thing we have to take it into the consideration. You must be careful in these 2 points. One point is the sign convention should be taken into the consideration. And the second is you have to notice that object is keeping on one side and the image is going to be formed on another side. These two things are taken into the consideration. So thank you. And next we are going to perform activity number 2. What activity we are going to perform? So this is the container we are taking, and on what factors does the focal length of the lens depends. In order to calculate the factors which corresponds to the focal length, so that we are going to do this experiment. Take a same lens that what we observed with activity number 1. So here again same lens is used in this activity number 2 also. Note the average focal length of the lens that we calculated in the activity. So focal length can be varied. That means we are going to change the focal length of this one. That's why we are going to take the average of all the focal length values in this experiment. Take the cylindrical vessel. Cylindrical vessel was taken. You can see this container that is taken as a cylindrical vessel, and the height must be much greater than the focal length. So whatever focal, for example, focal length is 25, and you have to take 4 times, 4 folds greater than its focal length, that container length should be, right? So we require the vessel which is the length and nearly equals to 4 times to the focal length of the lens. Container should be 4 times higher than the focal length of the lens we are taking here. For example, its focal length is 5, and it can be manifested 4 times more, so that the container should be larger than that one. So 20 centimeter distance you have to take here if its focal length is 5, right? So in that way we are taking the container height. And here one stone was kept at the bottom, and this container should be filled with water now, right? So here two phases, two different mediums are there. One is air and the second is a water medium. Air becomes a rarer medium and water will become denser medium here. Now pour water into the vessel up to the height such that height of the water level from the top of the stone is greater than that of the focal length. Again, water should be filled in such a way that that should be greater than the focal length value. For example, focal length value is 5. You have to fill more than that height only. So these are the precautions we have to take in this activity going to be performed. On what factors does the focal length of the lens depends? So this is the activity, this is the experimental setup we made. Now, what are the factors which are going to influence this focal length of the given lens? Now, dip the lens horizontally into the circular lens holder. So here the lens holder is there in order to put that lens and immerse the lens into the water, right? So horizontally it kept into the water as shown in the figure 21. So just above the stone you are going to keep this lens, and which is holded with the what lens holder. Set the distance between the stone and lens that is equal to less than the focal length. So here, for example, focal length is 20. Let us assume focal length is 20. Now we are going to insert the lens less than that distance. So you are keeping it at 15, for example. Now look at the stone through the lens. Do this in open ground. So this container should be kept in the open ground, and you are going to observe the diagram of observe the size of this stone from this lens. Magnifying lens is kept here, and the condition is it should be kept less than its a focal point. Always it is very clear that so many times we already proven that. So if any lens which is kept less than its a focal point, what happens? Magnified virtual image formation is possible. That is the fundamental for the microscope invention, right? So can you see the image of the stone? So it is possible. What is the reason for that one? Just now we discussed. So here it is possible to observe the stone, and it will be observed like a larger one when compared to its original shape. Because so when any object kept less than its focal length, what happens? It used to give the virtual image of a larger size, and erected image will be generated. Just we did the experiment in the laboratory performance. Previously, we observed this one, and the same will be observed even here also. So what will be the observation? Let us see. When lens dipped into the height greater than the focal length. So this is another condition. Greater than the focal length, when it is there, we are able to see the image. Less than the focal length is there. In that case also that will be visible, and it will be magnified. Still it will be magnified. So this is another kind of observation you are going to observe. if it is greater than the focal length, what happens? Image is clearly visible to us, and that will be generated will be real image and generated on the screen rather than mirror, right? So this is the data collected from Brainly. Thank you. By this experiment, we can conclude that focal length of the lens depends upon the surrounding medium. So here, focal length purely depends upon the surrounding medium. So that is concluded by using this experiment. Here, two observations we are going to do by this experiment. One is lens was kept less than the focal length, and the lens was kept greater than the focal length. So in both the cases, the image is visible, right? Exactly at the focal length, it is not visible because the image formed at infinite distance. That is only the condition. So that is only the exception here. Right. Now, yes. Now increase the distance between the lens stone until you can't see the image. Only the case it is possible where this lens kept exactly at the distance of focal length, in that case that image is not possible. Here three conditions are there. Three conditions are possible. If focal length is greater than the distance, means, so here object kept less than the focal length, what happens? Magnified image formation is possible. That is the first condition. The second is if focal length is less and that image is that object placed will be larger distance, in that case also what happens? So focal length is greater than the object distance, so that what happens? Magnified will be possible. So if the object kept exactly at the focal length, in that case you are not able to see the image, right? So this is the condition. So in that case, that object is not clearly visible to us, right? So, and the next topic, yes, and the next topic is about lens makers formula. It is the most important one. We are going to derive the lens makers formula by using this experiment that is shown in the figure 22. It is a ray diagram which is plotted in between the object and the image formed at a different distances. So here two possibilities are there within the ray diagram. Let us go with the lens makers formula derivation. Imagine the point O placed on the principal axis. O is denoted as the object distance. With respect to the principal axis, it was kept in the particular distance with respect to this optical center too, right? So, and very thin lens was taken here. That is a convex lens. You can clearly observe bulged outside both the sides. So that a very thin lens, as shown in the figure 22, we are keeping at the point called the optic center. So let this lens be placed in the medium of refractive index Na. So here, this lens used to bifurcate two regions. One is the refractive index of first medium is said to be Na, and refractive index of the second medium is said to be Nb, right? So two different mediums were separated by this convex lens. Consider a ray which is originated from O point, which is incident on the convex lens with the radius of R1 curvature, right? So where it is hitting, that hitting distance to principal axis, this is called the radius of the curvature called R1, right? So here one of the rays originated from this point O and used to hit on the surface of convex lens at the point A. Point A to this principal axis, this is distance is denoted with the radius of the curvature R1, right? So this ray is originated from the source, right? Now, so what we are doing, imagine the point of object O. Point of object O was placed in the principal axis, and in this figure 22, we assumed this one, and here the convex lens placed which used to separate Na and Nb points. Na denotes refractive index of one medium, Nb means refractive index of another medium. One light ray is originated from this one, and that light ray used to hit on the point of A, and this radius of curvature was taken as R1. Now the incident ray refracts at A point. Incident ray refracts at A point. So in such a way, refraction is possible, and that used to converge on the principal axis at the point Q. So here the point Q will be there at this Q point that used to converge. Where the convergence is possible, there the image formation is possible. So here image is originated at the Q point in an inverted manner, right? So here From the figure 22, it is clear that PO is equal to minus U. PO is nothing but distance between the optic center to this object, that is denoted with minus U, because being it is a sign convention towards left hand side always denoted with negative, right? So image distance is nothing but PQ. So this can be taken as V. So V is equal to PQ, that is taken as X also. So because the distance is taken as X, so that V is equal to PQ is equal to X. Radius of the curvature. In case of this ray, radius of curvature is taken as R1, and N1 is equal to NA, N2 is equal to NB. This is a condition for the ray which is originated and hitting on the surface A. Now, let us substitute all these values in our lens formula. What is lens formula? N2 by V minus N1 by U is equal to N2 minus N1 by R. N2 value is taken as NB, so that NB by V is taken as X. NB by X plus N1 is nothing but NA. NA by U is nothing but U itself. So here negative sign is there, and this U is also with a negative sign. Negative will become positive here. NB by X plus NA by U is equal to NB minus NA by R1. N2 minus N1 by R can be substituted by NB minus NA by R1. So this is the equation called equation number 1. Now, in the lens maker's formula, we are moving into ray that is refracted at A suffers with another refraction. So here, if it is moving in this direction, hitting on the surface at a Q. So if it is bending in such a manner where it used to hit on the principal axis I, another image formation is possible, and this is denoted with the radius of curvature as R2, and here bouncing at the point B. At this ray exactly hitting on the convex lens at the point B, so that R2 is the radius of curvature, and image formation takes place at the point I. So in this case, the entire terms will be inverted. The image Q of the object due to the convex surface, object for the concave surface. So if we consider this convex surface, the image formation takes place at the Q point. And in case of concave lens, the image formation takes place at I point. Object distance is taken as, again, there is no change, U is taken as a PQ, and that is denoted with plus X. And image distance is taken as a PI. Here P2Q taken as an image distance, and P2I, because the image formed at this instance only, so that you can take it is taken as PI. PI is equal to V. V is nothing but object image distance. Then radius of curvature R is taken as minus R2. Radius of curvature is given by minus R2. For refraction process, concave surface of the lens considered as a medium 1. Concave surface is nothing but this side. Concave surface is nothing but NB side taken as a medium 1, and remaining NA side is taken as a medium 2, so that there is an interchange in the refractive indices values. N1 becomes NB, N2 becomes NA. So this is further consideration of concave lens. Earlier we worked with a convex. Now we turned into a concave lens at the point B, so that the entire parameters are changed, and even for this radius of curvature also changed its sign. R becomes minus R2. So let us put in the lens formula equation, N2 by V minus N1 by U is equal to N2 minus N1 by R. Let us substitute all these parameters in this equation. N2 is nothing but NA, right? So here NA can be taken, NA by V. N1 is NB, right? So NB by X can be taken, being U is taken as a X value here. Then R is taken as a minus R2, so that NA minus NB by minus R2 can be taken here. So just to be incorporated all the terms of NA, N1, N2, R, and even U, V values in this equation, so that equation can be turned into. This is for concave lens and image formation at the point I. So NA by V minus NB by X is equal to NA minus NB by minus R2. This is the equation number 2. Already we got the equation for convex lens, that is NB by X plus NA by U is equal to NB minus NA by R1. We are going to combine these two equations now. Equation 1 and equation 2 both are going to be combined. This is the symbol used to denote the combination of both the equations. And this is a ray diagram corresponds to lens maker's formula derivation. Now, By combining both the equations, Na by V plus Na by U is equal to Nb minus Na by 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. This is the combination equation of 1 and 2. Convex lens and concave lens ray diagram formulas are going to be combined, merged in this manner. Dividing both the sides with Na. Na numerator value is there and going to be divided with Na in the denominator. Both get compensated so that Na get compensated, it will become 1 by V, right? Plus Na is there in the numerator and we are going to divide with Na. Na get compensated, it will become 1 by U is equal to Nb by Na minus 1 into 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. So this is the concise equation when we are dividing both sides with any term. So 1 by V plus 1 by U is equal to Nb by Na minus 1, 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. So here ratio of both the indices are there. Refractive indices of both sides are taken. That is denoted with another term called NBA. NBA is the refractive index of the lens with respect to the surrounding medium, right? So if we are taking the refractive index of B medium with the A medium, this ratio can be taken as a new term called NBA. This is the refractive index of surrounding medium. Let us substitute in the above equation. It will become 1 by V plus 1 by U is equal to NBA minus 1, 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2, right? So this is the equation. This is derived for the specific case. For convex lens, so we need to generalize this equation. In order to generalize the equation, 1 by V minus 1 by U is equal to NBA minus 1, 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2. That is the equation. So here, already we know the lens formula. What is that? 1 by V minus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F. This is called a lens formula. Now let us substitute the values here. 1 by F is equal to 1 by NBA minus 1 by 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2. These values are incorporated here because 1 by V minus 1 by U is equal to, this is a term. So we are going to substitute 1 by V minus 1 by U value in this lens formula, so that it will become 1 by F is equal to NBA minus 1, 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2. It can be generalized as 1 by F is equal to N minus 1 into 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2. This is the formula called a lens maker's formula. Lens maker's formula is used for both the conditions like concave mirror and also convex mirror. This is used to apply for the lens when kept in the air. This is the condition to be applied. What's the condition? Only when lens is placed in the air, then only this formula, lens maker's formula, can be employed. This can be used only when the lens is kept in the air. N is the absolute refractive index. N is the absolute refractive index, that is the ratio of both the refractive indices. That is the absolute refractive index is the ratio of both the refractive indices, and this equation is said to be a lens maker equation. This is the condition to be applied for this lens maker's formula. Now, some of the points to be taken into the consideration in the lens maker's formula. Always use the sign convention while using any formula derived in this chapter, and above formula can be used in any thin lens. Sign convention is very essential. If you are not going to denote the exact sign of that particular parameter, the entire derivation will become erratic. That's the reason by sign convention consideration is very essential for this lens maker formula. And this kind of lens maker formula is mostly implied for thin lenses. So if the thickness is very less, in that case, this will be more efficient in nature. And when lens is kept in the air, then only it will become more efficient. Convex lens behaves like a converging lens. When the incident ray used to hit on the convex lens, what happened? That used to converge at the particular instant, so that that used to give the image. Always this convex lens working like a convergent lens and kept in the medium where the refractive index is less than the refractive index of the lens. So one side the air is there, in either side any thicker medium is there. In that case, convex lens is working like a converging one. So one side air, another side water, for example. In that case, convex mirror used to give the image because of converging rays. It behaves like a diverging lens also. That means a dual property is there for this one. When it behaves like a diverging lens, when it kept in the transparent medium. So if two distinct mediums are there, one is air and other is water, in that case, convergence lens, it working like a convergence lens. In case of convex lens, which is kept in the transparent medium in the sense that is opaque in nature, that is clearly visible. So in case of that transparent medium, what happens? Greater refractive index than the lens. That is inverse to the condition number 2. So here its refractive index is greater than the lens refractive index. In that case, it used to diverge the lines. Diverge the lines are possible. And for example, air bubble in water behaves like a diverging lens. So when we are bubbling the air into the water, so that air bubble is generated, that is transparent in nature and having higher refractive index when compared to water. Hence it working like a diverging lens, and the image formation is not possible in this case. So this is about the lens maker's formula and its applications and its limitations even, and what are the important points taken into the consideration while using this lens maker's formula. Hope this session will be helpful for your preparation. Thank you very much for your consistent listening. Thank you one and all.